the ball of doom. Alright, so for this one, let's kind of look at this. There is, of course, this nice little spherical mapping. Okay, and when you spherical map something, of course, it turns into a big old hot mess half the time, and you get this distortion at the bottom because it doesn't understand the bottom. Now, if you used a ball, it would understand that because the ball has a polar cap, so it works out. This is a different kind of ball. This is a ball that we use all the time in a program called Zbrush. We use it because the fact that it does not have any polar cap. Therefore, you can make this ball into anything. How I do this is I grab a sphere and I go mesh smooth. G on the keyboard will smooth it up, and there we go. We have a ball that has no polar cap and everything's uniformed. Okay. Again, you can shape this into just about anything, and coming stock out of the box, it has UVs that look like this. Which, to be honest with you, isn't really all that bad. This is actually a nice UV set for this ball. Later on, I always try to challenge this. The only thing is, if you're turning this ball into a head, then it gets kind of weird because then you have these weird UVs based upon a head compared to a ball, and compared to a T. It gets really strange. Rather than that, there is another alternative for this shape, and I like to show this shape because I use it all the time. I could do a planar map from the top. And I like to do it one at a time because that way it just saves some time. Oops. There's that one shell. And I got this other shell laid off to the side. I can just quickly grab it, go back into the top view, and create planar map. So now I have two shells. Okay, well, as you can see, there is some kind of distortion going here. This represents my top shell. I know this is my bottom shell. I know this has to be flipped, but let me just kind of go over how I know this needs to be flipped. First off, I'll move it up here, and then I'll grab all the edges that go all the way around. These are edge loops. So I can go right click, control right click to edge loop. And if I did a control right click to UV, I can unfold these, and you can see one works, one fails. Okay, the failing one is the one I have to flip. So this time, I'm just going to take this shell and flip it upside down. Okay, I'm going to move it over to the side a little bit more because it has more room, and I can grab edges over here, control right click to edge loop, control right click to UV, and then do an unfold. Well, bam. So that works out well. Well, what about the center here? The center looks kind of strange, and I'm starting to get like little tiny ones compared to these stretched out ones. And so I would say here is a good opportunity to show you that highlighting the ones in the center, I would probably use the lasso tool. And this is a pain. Just like that. Do an unfold. There we go. We got more of a uniformity thing going on. Again. Now, will these ever be square? No, it's a ball. You're never going to get them square. There are some things that you could do. You could make relief cuts if you wanted to. But really, to be honest with you, this is a really nice setup, I found. You are going to get some distortion when it comes to about right here. Again, if you can try and beat this all you want, you're not going to beat it, but I could show you that this extraordinary right here, if I take it out, and do a relief cut in that area, and then I grab this one side and unfold, and this one side and unfold. I'm starting to beat it just a little bit, but now I'm getting texture seams. So you gotta understand that, you know, sometimes it's good to have texture seams, sometimes it's bad to have texture seams. This isn't a bad setup. It's just now you gotta start deciding what you need. And now the only way to decide what you need is to start looking at, you know, painting on things and building textures for stuff, because I can show you this stuff all day long, but you're not going to be able to understand down the road problems until they occur. So I'm just going to cut this real quick. So I can't say this is good or bad. I just say I'm indifferent to it, and both work. There we go. So now they're all the same shape. I just don't like how many seams there are. Well, now that we've gone through the entire UV process on several little tiny objects, I hope this helped. Let's go into the next video where we assign some kind of texture to it and see what all our hard work was for, and we'll go each object, okay? And that probably should take just one more video to kind of show you what that kind of looks like. Okay, on to the next video.